Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Namaste and very warm welcome everyone to Bringle Talks, conversations that matter. Every Sunday, 3 p.m. IST, we meet. And this is the sixth Bringle Talks, which we are doing it in this series. And today, we are going to talk about a very important topic about senior living or building legacies. Once you become successful, what do you do? And this is where India's most ambitious founders, investors, and NRIs come together for honest conversations about building wealth, building businesses, and building a stronger India. Today's theme is close to my heart. Let me just share my screen. And the topic is building businesses and building legacies, fueling India's $100 trillion economy. This theme is very close to my heart, from building businesses to building legacies, because the real question isn't just about how much we build, it's what we leave behind. And our guest today has done both. Thank you so much, Ananta, for being there. And let me introduce today's guest. Let me just quickly change the slide. Anantharam Varayur is a first-generation entrepreneur who started his journey back in 1989 at just the age of 23, co-founding Webcom Information Technology. For 16 years as executive director of BNI Bangalore, he personally guided over 20,000 plus entrepreneurs to grow their businesses. And BNI honored him as Director Emeritus. Today, he is co-founder of Manasum Senior Living, building luxury retirement homes across 6 cities with a vision to care for 10,000 plus seniors. He is a Thai charter member, and if that wasn't enough, he is a marathoner and a mountaineer who has run from Marathon to Athens and run the Ladakh Marathon at 11,000 feet. Please join me in welcoming Anantharam Varayur. Anant, wonderful to have you with us. And welcome to this. How are you feeling today? And say a quick hello to everyone joining us here.
Hi, all of you. So, how are you all doing? So, I'm so excited
Anything
to
which
be
you
part
want
of
to share with the audience today, Anant, before we move ahead?
nothing like I've not done any preparation for this talk. So, I would like to take it as things goes by. So, let's see what Ashnav has got to ask me. Okay, so I'm ready to
Sure,
answer anything, and then
sure.
whatever my journey, if it helps a little bit, even a portion of it, it helps you, any of you here. I'm so happy with that.
Thank you so much, Anant. And this is going to be the rundown for the show today. We'll spend the next 1 hour together. We'll open with where India is headed, then go deep into Anant's journey, take a fun detour into his life as a marathoner, look at the longevity economy as a sector, run his company through our Design Your Unicorn lens, and finish with rapid fire and your life questions. So let's begin from here, which is about the ownership revolution. India is 1.4 billion people, and maybe we are heading to 1.5 billion now, the largest consumer and talent base on the earth. But here is the shift few are talking about. Our senior citizen population is expected to double in the coming decades. We have shared one data that we are the youngest country in the world with the average age of 28 years today. US and China running at 38 and 39 years of average age, and with Japan being the oldest country in the world, about 48 years of age. And globally, a brand new mega sector is emerging, the longevity economy. And India, it's converging into 3 powerful forces: healthcare, senior living, and wealth preservation. And I would like to add, and I'm sure Sharmila would like to add, one more aspect is person with disabilities. Believe me, this is the next big wave, and most people are still looking the other way. And that brings me to today's guest, because today we have someone who has built businesses, guiding over 20,000 entrepreneurs, and is now building a legacy business for senior citizens out there. Anand, let's start at the very beginning of your story. Why don't you take us back to 1989, when you started your first business at 23? What did that actually look like? What were the biggest challenges you had to fight through in those early years? And what are the key lessons from that journey that will shape how you build today?
Yeah, so thank you very much, Asna, once again for inviting me to this particular talk. So if I have to go back in my journey, 23 years, I mean, at the age of 23 when I started my business, 89 precisely. So it was, I should say that I was a kind of an accidental entrepreneur. Okay. So what happened is I started working at a very, very early age. I started working at the age of 18. I'm from a large family. I have four siblings, okay, two elder sisters and two youngers. To me, I'm the only son. So that had a kind of a pressure on me, because most of the time, whenever you go to any wedding or any other place, people will always keep talking about, oh, you have four daughters. To my parents, they used to tell, so you have four daughters and then you have to get them married and all those things. So this guy has to take care of you and things like that. And sometimes they used to even tease, saying that this guy is studying very well. And I used to study very well, really. So I was the first in the class. So
very good.
He will study well and then go away to USA or somewhere, and then he will settle there. And then who is going to take care of you? All these kind of thoughts used to happen. Then I used to argue with them, saying that I will never leave India and things like that.
Okay.
So that had very strongly gone into my mind right from my childhood, that I don't want to leave India. Okay. So
I think once you say it, you can't even go against it. Even I am of the same opinion. And probably that's the reason we are working on this Sone ki Chidiya ko Jagao movement. Anyways, yeah. Interesting, what do you say, common ground.
Exactly. So that had gone very strongly. A lot of my friends went abroad and all those things, but I stayed back. Okay. Then I started working at very early, 18. In fact, after my SSLC, I did a diploma. So a 3 years diploma it is. So on the last day of my exam, I took a train and went to Delhi at the age of 18. I joined HCL. So morning I finished my exam, evening took a train to Delhi for joining the HCL. I was selected in the campus interview. So I had to go there to join in Delhi for a training. Okay, 1 month training was there. So at a very, very early stage, I joined the employment. But I worked for a brief period as an employee. Then later what happened, I joined the Indian Institute of Science. I was working there for a couple of years. And then I also did my post-diploma in computer science and then post-diploma in digital communication. So all these things I could complete in this period. Then what happened, I joined one private company. It's IT computer company, actually. It's a hardware company. Networking was not there at that time still. Okay, it's a computer hardware.
Got it.
So I joined them, and what happened, unfortunately, within 1.5 years, they wanted to wind up their operations in South, okay, both in Bangalore and Chennai, okay. And so that is the time people were panicking, oh, we have to look for a new job, things like that. In fact, at that time, my age was 23. My wife, Sumati, she was, at that time, we were not married still. She was also in the same company. So she was 21 years at that time. So she was in Chennai, I was in Bangalore. And then a couple of us, we were thinking, like what to do. Should we look for a job or should we do something else? So then we went back to the management and then asked them, like, is it okay that if we can take over this company and then start managing ourselves?
Take over at a company at the age of 21.
Yeah, I was 23.
Very nice.
23 years.
Okay.
And Sumati was 21 at that time. Okay.
But
So
that idea was of Sumati ma'am, right?
yeah, in fact, she went in, she had, rather, she came out in the sense the Chennai region came out first. So then she
Okay.
started managing. Okay. So
Wow.
to be very frank, she is senior to me in my business. Okay.
We
So
should have
she,
actually invited her as well.
yeah, she's my boss actually. Okay. So, anyway, so we took over, and then when we went back to the employees and then told them that we would like to take over this and start running from next month onwards, some
Hmm.
people who were not having trust, they said, no, we are not going to continue, and they left. A few people left, one or two people,
Okay.
but other people trusted us, and then they stayed back. Okay,
Hmm.
and so that's how we started the company. And at that time, we had a lot of annual maintenance contracts, like with HAL and companies like HAL and all. So then what happened? We started growing. In fact, immediately we got one big contract of a Union Bank to
Hmm.
maintain all their computers across the Mumbai, Chennai, and every place. So that was a big breakthrough for us. And then we started our Mumbai branch also, even though the company which wound up from Bangalore is had a Mumbai headquarters. So then within no time we had to start from Mumbai also. So Mumbai, Bangalore, and Chennai, all the three places we had. And then after that, there was no looking back. I was running that company for almost for next 30 years. So we had branches all over India. We had we started focusing quickly on a computer networking. In the sense, we moved from the computer hardware business to a networking business, which is a long sustaining kind of a thing. Because at that
Okay.
time, people hardly knew anything about networking. In fact, we were one of the first people to do the fiber optic networking in those days. Okay. In fact, my first networking fiber optic cable order, I even still remember, we airlifted the fiber optic cable. Okay. Can you imagine
Oh,
this size of the cable? We airlifted it.
yeah.
So those days we were selling the fiber cable for 1 meter for 1,800, 1,900 rupees. Today it is maybe 10, 12 rupees kind of a thing. Okay. So that's how we started our journey, and it was no looking back. And then later in my IT business, we did networking for almost every power plant in India. Like there are more than 36, 37 power plants like Unchahar, Kahalgaon, Vindhyachal, Rihand, Ramagundam, Santaldi, Bakreshwar, Paras, Parli, Simhadri, you name the power plant is done by us. Okay. So all the
Oh,
networking we did. And then all the defense organizations in Bangalore, LRD, ADE, GTRE, CAPS, CARE, ISRO, HAL, BL, BHL. So almost every other organization we have done. And then later the IT boom happened. Then we started doing the networking for all the IT companies. Surrounding Kormangla in Bangalore was a lot of IT companies came. Okay. Then Y2K came. At that time, again, there was so many IT companies started. .com came. Then again, hundreds and hundreds of IT companies came in. So like this, we were continuously into the networking business. So we had a fantastic business. Okay, so that's how I started my entrepreneur journey. So I feel the journey is all about spotting the right opportunity. Okay, that's how it started. Yeah.
lovely. And I think that is something, very, very interesting. And I'll bring back to your second set of experience within that, along with your, this 30 years of experience, and how you have kind of transformed everything. And that is, I think, another thing is BNI, which we cannot miss out, because BNI is one organization which has created so many entrepreneurs. But when it comes to your experience, Ananta, you said that you have guided 20,000 plus entrepreneurs at BNI. And why does that networking matter so much more than people realize it today? Because it is called as network is the net worth, but
Yeah.
people don't understand that. And even today they feel that they remain in their silos and will be able to grow. But what are the biggest mistakes you see as an entrepreneur who makes that again and again? in their startup journey, and how do these referrals actually create lasting wealth?
Yeah, sure. So even BNI also, I should say, is a kind of an opportunity which came, without knowingly. Okay. In fact, what happened, I was a part of one more network called as Excel. Okay. It is Roger Hamilton. You can just Google and check it out. So wealth dynamics is what he has got, a wealth dynamics, what he has created. That means in everybody's life, everyone can be segmented into 9 different types of people. Okay. And then you should work on your strength rather than converting your weakness into strength and things like that. First, focus on your strength, build your entire business or enterprise based on your strengths. So I was part of that kind of network. But there I met one Mr. Yap, actually. He's from Malaysia. Okay, so he talked to us about BNI. So I never knew anything about BNI, and then he talked to us about BNI. And then my other partners in BNI at that time, 2 other partners, Mr. Balaji and Mac. So all 3 of us, there was one more, Varma was there. So all 4 of us were also part of that network. And Yap talked to us about this. So then what happened, if we wanted to see a BNI chapter, there was nothing available in Bangalore, right? We were the first people to, and if we had to start, we were the first people to start. So then I had to travel all the way to Mumbai to check up how does it function and things like that. So we were quite impressed. We were love at first sight kind of a thing. So then we decided that we had to bring it to Bangalore. And then that's how we brought it to Bangalore. And so again, I would say that it's an opportunity. Like I used to tell this in so many of my members, because they used to tell, Anant, you're a fantastic person doing a great job of being a ED of BNI and all those things. Then I used to tell them, see, it's all about the timing. Because I spotted the opportunity of BNI, I became the ED for BNI in Bangalore. Suppose if you had spotted the opportunity, who knows, if you had taken it or acted on at the right time, you would have become the ED of Bangalore. Okay. So it's all about timing. Like the moment you spot an opportunity, how quickly you can take it. Okay. Or work on that.
Absolutely. So I want to add one thing here. I think because this is an opportunity which you spoke about, and I actually want to invite each one of you here to become the partner or the charter member of the new Rotary Club, which is towards Project Bharatvarsh, transforming India into a $100 trillion economy. Believe me, this particular model, which we are targeting in Rotary, and Rotary is one of the largest network in the world. You just mentioned about network. Rotary is having more than 1.14 million members across the globe. India is the 2nd largest network for Rotary International. I think there is no city in India and no country in the world where Rotary is not existent. And that is what the power of networking. With this network, you can reach out to any person anywhere out there, and you can do a lot of wonders. The best part of Rotary is that we work as a family, and you can actually create different models across the globe out there. You are not just working for yourself. You can transform yourself from an individual to a complete institution out there. Believe me, I got introduced to Rotary 2 years back when I joined Rotary, and I was starting up. I was just as a member. 2nd year, I became a board of director in international services. And this year, I'm the chartered president for the new club. The kind of exposure, the kind of support which I get, and I see, think about you're planting 10 trees, maybe on your birthdays or anniversaries, or maybe educating one child education, or giving one orphanage some food for a day or for a particular time. When you join Rotary, you can actually adopt hundreds of orphanages around there. You can reforest 4,000 acres or 10,000 acres of forest land, which was encroached. We are working on that in the Kolar region in Bangalore. You can develop an institution where you can, build an institution where you can train, educate or transform 1 lakh individuals in every city of the state, in every state of the India, which we call it as Project Lucky Bagh. And I think Sharmila has raised her hand. Sharmila, would you like to share something around Rotary and Project Lucky Bagh? with the audience out here?
Yes, my own experience. We have 12 clubs in Baroda. Average of 30 in each. So you have at least 350 people in the city where you can, I mean, you are one individual and you have 350 partners with you. So that is the power of Rotary. Within a tier 2 city, you have 350 partners.
It's a huge opportunity. It's a huge opportunity, and believe me, this is the kind of work which we would want to do. And Anant, we were talking about earlier about the senior living. I think the next topic is going to be the next point is going to be very, very important, because network is net worth. Sorry to cut you short, Ananta, because you mentioned about opportunity. I wanted to share this opportunity to each and everyone out there to be a part of this project Bharatvarsh and being a part of a Rotary Club charter member. There's still time. We still have 9 days left till 30th of June. You can join. And we will be looking at more and more people coming forward to join the same. So looking forward for that. So please continue, Anand. So I'm sorry to cut you short.
Yeah, that's a fantastic intro what you have given. So coming back to talking about the networking, like, see, you need to start building your network when you don't need it, actually. Okay, many of the people, the moment you start get into some need or a trouble or anything, then you will start looking for, whom should I get connected, whom should I get it and all. So you need to always build the network when you actually don't need. Okay, so that, because you don't know when it is going to be useful to you. In fact, later when I'm going to talk about my Manasum story, you will understand very, very clearly how my building the network earlier in BNI, which helped me to take the Manasum to a totally different level altogether. So here, what happened in my journey, like, even though the Bangalore membership, we took it from 0 to 2,500 members with 70 chapters. So we had over 2,500 members. So during this journey of 16 years, we had so many people who might have joined or left and all those things. So we would have met tens and 20,000 or more entrepreneurs during this journey. Okay. And even I was also, since Bangalore was the first BNI franchise in the whole country, so I was also had an opportunity to mentor some of the executive directors in the other states and other cities and all those things. So also to train a lot of DCs, director consultants and other people. Okay. So this opportunity gave me to spread my network across the country. Now today, if I go to any state in India, okay, almost every other city I know somebody. Okay, it is there is not even a single city in India where I don't know somebody, actually. So more than about 140 to 100 cities I can take it in my list, and all of their phone numbers and everything is there in my mobile. And I keep, and not only that, not just having the numbers with you, I'm in touch with each one of them. Some of the people, I don't know, whoever is watching this may know about that. Like, whoever is my Facebook friend and then whose number I have in my mobile, I keep wishing them on their birthday from the day I got an acquaintance with them, which means per year I wish not less than about, I don't know, 4,000-5,000 people on their birthday. Okay, so I just wish them. They get surprises. They get goosebumps. They say, Anand, how do you remember my birthday? Okay, so but like sometime back, as you were talking with me, Ashnav, like, it's all technology, right?
It's
so
all technology today.
Which reminds me, which helps me to do this. But I make a discipline to send a personal message to them on their mobile. Okay, so that is important. That still technology is not doing. It is my own personal message. I type it. Okay,
Yeah,
so
see, I'll tell you, Anant, I think it's a beautiful point, and we don't have Dr. Vinaya today, but then she's always says this, to us. She's also a Rotarian, and she's a president-elect for the next year. So she, always mentions this in our groups. We have a Rotary group of around 100 Falcon presidents, and one of the message which we always say is that you just, rather than wishing it in the group, you send them a personal message, you call them up. It just take maybe 5 minutes or 2 minutes of your entire day, but it makes that day a very special to that person. You
Correct.
never know what kind of situation or what kind of scenario they are in, and your one call, and you suddenly think about 100 calls coming to you and wishing you, you will feel like a king or a queen at that moment. And that is what it is so important. And I think that is what you make them do, make them feel.
exactly. So anyway, building a network. In fact, in BNI there used to be a very what to say, the popular saying in those days. In my bio sheet also, it used to be there. It said, Anant's earlier business was computer networking. Now he is passionate about human networking. Okay, so that that continues.
Yeah, actually, I was also thinking the same when I was going through networking to networking.
Okay. And if you see, like our founder of BNI, Dr. Ivan Mehta, as he keeps saying, like when you say networking, it is not about net seating or net sitting or net relaxing. It is networking. Actually, you have
Wow,
to work your network. Actually, it is.
absolutely true.
But networking itself means that you need to do a lot of work. People think that just because having a 2,000 friends or 5,000 friends on Facebook or LinkedIn becomes a networking. No. Okay. You need to nurture those relationships. Okay. You need to be in touch with them, talk to them. And then once in a while, like suppose, for example, okay, now I know that Ashnav is very passionate about, let's say, tree planting. So something I know, some information I get about that, I just send it to him, saying that, boss, look into this. This looks interesting for you. So that means I have identified your taste and then the thing, and then I feed some information about that, then you'll feel so happy. So this is what is about. Networking is about learning more about the other person rather than telling about yourself to the other. Okay. So you need not have to tell too many things about you. They will learn about you. But the moment you start learning about them and then start working on that, that's amazing.
Wonderful, wonderful. I think that's a beautiful explanation, and I think it's a incredible. We will try to create a small shorts out there which can be leveraged with for everyone, because what you explained about networking is so important and critical. And small points, remembering their birthdays, wishing them on their anniversaries, maybe having one-on-one messages, having one-on-one interactions, because everybody wants personal attention and
Yeah.
knowing about themselves. Yeah, go ahead.
One more important thing, like, so there is a golden rule, right? That means treat the other person the way you treat yourself, like that. That's a golden rule. But
True.
there is something beyond that platinum rule. Treat the other person they wanted to be treated. Okay. So it's not
Oh,
true. Okay, it's all about them. Okay. So how they wanted to be treated, you need to treat them in that way. Okay, that's it. So it's
perfect. I think it's a wonderful thing, and I think we can go on and go on for this. But let's take it to the second level, and this is where we come to the future of senior living. And it's a very curious area, Anand, because every builder is trying to go into a different lavish apartments, more things. But I see a lot of challenge, because I've been talking with Sharmila for a very long time, and about the senior citizen, even the person with disabilities. The biggest aspect is the accessibility. But yes, why did you enter the senior living space? How big is this market really from your perspective? And what are the biggest misconceptions people have about senior living? And why do you think that India need these communities now, not maybe later.
Yeah, sure. So there's also, like, as I told you in the very
Ananta, are you there? Okay, seems some network issue. Yeah, so Sharmila, till that time, can you just chip in and maybe share about little bit about Project Lucky Bag and the Project Vardhan for you, which you were working on with IIM Bangalore NSR cell, and how it became top 20 startup?
Yeah, the way we see it at Vardhan and Lucky Bag as such is SHE, she. Skill development, you're looking at healthcare and you're looking at environment. Three areas of work that we do for people with disability or without disability. That's the whole point. You made everything accessible from that point of view.
Okay.
So
So
I think Ananta is back.
is he back? Okay, great. Let me just put him on the pin him up.
No, he's not.
No,
I
I can't
saw
see
him and
going. Maybe some network issues. So
yeah.
let me just
So,
quickly.
if I continue, it is.
Yes, Ananta is here.
He's here.
Yeah, sorry,
Okay.
there was some disconnection.
No problem, no problem,
Yeah.
Ananta. Let me just pin you over there. Somehow you're not able to see you. Okay. Perfect.
So,
Yeah, go ahead. Ananda, I think I was just talking about the senior living when it got interrupted. So I want to understand about the senior living from the perspective of the opportunity and the market. And why did you enter into that?
yeah. So as I was mentioning, like a lot of my friends and many of the people, they had gone abroad and their parents were here. And then in those days, there was no mobile also. Like I used to go to their house and then interact with their parents and things like that. So that was happening in my after my college when I was started working and all those things. So that used to happen quite often. And similarly, on my wife's side, Sumati's side, if you look at, she is also from a large family where her father had 9 brothers and sisters. And then mother's side also, they are all about 7 brothers, and her mother was the eldest daughter. So like that, they are all from a large family. So even her own cousins and other people, their children had gone abroad, and so they were all. I mean, whenever somebody was ill or not okay, then Sumati used to go and stay with them, sleep with their house only, and take care of them, and all those things used to happen. So, but anyway, at that time we never even knew that what is a senior living kind of a thing. Then later, when we were seeing this more and more happening, then we were thinking we should do something in this field. Okay. So luckily, as I told you, in BNI, we had one of our member, one Mr. Manasum Jain. So then we started talking to him, and then he had one senior living already where he had started. So we went and visited his senior living. Plus, I also started visiting a lot of senior living facilities across the globe. I went to US several times actually. So whenever we used to go, myself and Sumati, we used to see a lot of senior living facilities over there and see how people were enjoying in that age. Like one person comes from the golf cart and then gets up, gets down with a half, what is that, Bermuda, and then says, hi buddies, how are you, that, this, and all. He keeps going out. And then like they are all in the age group of 80, 85, enjoying their life. And then they're in their dining hall, having a wine and dine, And when even the ladies sitting in the parlor and doing all this curling and all at the age of 80 and all. So we used to see the kind of life what they were having even at that age in the senior living. But back in India at that time, senior living means it's a old age home. Okay, so there was a taboo was there around senior living, and people were afraid to talk about that. Okay, like nobody will say that I have sent my parents to the senior living, or it means, oh, you have dumped your parents into the old age home. Okay, that's the kind of a thinking. So then luckily the South India, if you look at, is more matured in terms of that, where a lot of children have moved abroad for studies and then they have settled there. And then South Indian markets started developing for a senior living, especially the Coimbatore in Tamil Nadu. Okay, so then we started seeing so many facilities even across the India. We went there, we visited. Almost 4 years we did a research on this. Okay, so then finally we decided that yes, we should do something on this. So we should start our own senior living. Okay, so that is how what we did in our first project. We purchased the land, we constructed 110 apartments, and then we are taking care of the people. And today there are more than 100 plus people are staying there from past nearly 6 years now. In fact, we opened our senior living in the middle of the COVID. Okay, that is the time, August 2020, we opened our facility. Okay, where the people were needing it very much at that point of time. In fact, a lot of people were approaching us when March 30th, we had kept the inauguration on 2020, but the COVID came on around
27th was the lockdown, I think.
So 3-4 days or 1 week before was the lockdown. But we were supposed to start the facility on March 30th. Then we had to postpone. Then a lot of people started approaching us. If you are not opening now, when it is going to be useful to us? Then we took a decision and opened it. I'll tell you, we were so lucky in the entire first wave, second wave, third wave. We did not have even a single COVID case, okay, with us. With so many seniors staying with us, daily having a lunch together, dinner together, breakfast together, dancing, music, everything together. In spite of all these activities, zero COVID case with us. Okay.
Lovely. And that too for the senior citizens area, because those were the most, impacted ones in the wave one, at least. Wave two, there was other people, younger generation also was there. I mean, but
in fact, myself, Sumati, my parents, and my partner Kushal, his wife, his kid, all of us, we moved into the facility. Okay, and then we left ourselves inside the facility, and we were staying there only throughout the period. Okay, we really enjoyed that period.
So basically, it has become a safe place for everyone, and you actually created a beautiful, safe nest for everyone. Yeah. Wonderful. And I think this is the one of the most successful story at the time of COVID, which can be explained. So definitely it's very good. So now let me talk about another point, legacy. Anantha, as per you, because we talk about wealth, legacy, purpose, but as per you, what is the real difference between wealth and legacy? Yeah. And what would you like to be remembered for? I mean, your dream is there to having either an old age home joined with an orphanage. So seniors gain grandchildren or orphans gain grandparents. I don't know what it is, but this is just our thought. But what is your difference, or how would you like to be remembered for?
Yeah. So you have just nailed it, actually. In fact, even in BNI, always I used to talk about what is your vision. Whenever somebody talks about vision, I used to always say, my vision is to leave legacy. Okay. For whatever.
People won't understand that.
Yeah. I was talking about 10, 12 years back. Okay. Leaving a legacy. But I was not knowing what exactly I'm talking actually. Okay. Right. But when I went back, literally it has happened in all my businesses. For example, whenever I did a fiber optic networking, So that fiber optic network has stayed for more than 20-25 years. Okay, because even today, all these power plants which are running has got our fiber optic backbone. Okay, so that means we have left a legacy there. Okay, and similarly, when I started BNI, and then when after about running it for about 16 years, when I handed it over to BNI Global, so that means that is also again living a legacy, even whether Anant is there or not. So the Bangalore BNI will continue. Okay, there are so many new leaders have come in. There are so many people. Now it has grown from 2,500 to I think more than 3,000 members. So like that. So leaving a legacy is a fantastic way of like giving back to the society. You have to be remembered for what you, I mean, whether you are there or not, you have to be remembered for. So same thing has happened here with our senior living also. See, for us, what myself and Sumati, we were thinking, let's do only one project. We never thought that we are going to do this many projects or whatsoever it is. So what we were thinking, we will do one project. After the completing of the project, even we don't have any children. So we will also move to that same senior living facility and then retire ourselves. Okay. So that was our thought process when we started it, actually. But later when we saw that so many more people need this, and then there was an opportunity actually. So this is where I wanted to talk a little bit about building the relationship or growing your network before you need. So you know what happened? Once we completed our the first project where we purchased the land, constructed and all those things, then what happened? We were trying to look for a next project. Okay, we thought, okay, let us do one more project. Let's see how it is going to be. Then we thought, okay, the way what we are doing is not a right method, because 2015 we registered our company. By the time we handed it over, it was 2020. 5 years it took to do 110 units. Okay, that means it's not a viable method, or it is not a scalable.
Scalability is not there. Yeah,
there is no scalability. Then what we decided is, okay, why not we approach a lot of big builders? Okay, so let us go to the builders and then find out from the builders like whether they can give us one full tower, okay, in their project. So then we approached a lot of builders, and finally, luckily again through BNI network, I got one particular tower, okay, from Godrej. Okay, it is on the airport road. So where the Godrej, it's a 13-acre project. It is called as Godrej Royal. So 13-acre project where they had 6 towers. So in that 6 towers, they had designed one tower for a senior living. Okay. So unfortunately, Godrej could not sell that one tower. I mean, unfortunate for them, unfortunate for us. Okay, they could not sell that one tower. They had sold only 5 units in that. Okay. So the only condition what they told is you have to buy the tower fully. Okay, you have to buy an outright purchase. So we were not having that kind of a money. It was a total deal size was about 80 crores. And then, so we were not having that kind of a money. Then, okay, with a lot of guts, we gave them 10% advance, 8 crore, we gave them advance. And then we were scouting for the money. So at that time, you know, Dr. Belumani, I'm sure all of you know about him, the thyrocare. Okay. So, so he was a good friend of us through BNI only. Like we were interacting with him from past 7, 8 years. Okay. In various forums, various things. So we used to be in touch with him, interact with him, talk to him. We also visited his place. So all these things we were in touch. But not even once we talked about business, money, or anything like that. Okay. So then when this project came, we just approached him. Okay. We asked him, sir, would you like to help us out in this? Okay. And then, I mean, with God's grace, and then he made up his mind. Then he said, yes, I'm ready to support you guys. Okay. And then, so yeah, so he gave us a funding of about 60 crores. Okay. So in the form of a debt, actually. So then we were able to sell within 13 months. We sold about 140 units, and then we cleared his. We gave an exit to him. Okay, so that is what exactly that means. I had built this network or his association or his credibility before I needed, maybe about 8 years back, 9 years back, and then nurtured it over a period of 8 to 9 years. Okay. So Sumati and myself, we were always used to be in touch with him on a regular basis. So in fact, Sumati used to keep sending him messages or send some BNI whenever we do some achievement in our BNI. She used to share with him. So all these the thing, like there was some kind of a credibility was built, okay, but never in the form of asking money at any point of time. And that was not even our intention also at any point of time. But when this opportunity came, he was the first person who came to our mind. In fact, we even remember he asking us, what's your plan B? Okay. And then we told him there is no plan B. Okay. So if by chance he was not able to support us, what's your plan B? We were not having a plan B, literally. Okay. And that helped us to acquire that one full tower from Godrej. Okay. We did an outright purchase from the Godrej, and that changed our entire business model. So from then onwards, it's no looking back. So then immediately we signed Goa 240 units. Then next we took over a project from Tata's for 108 units.
So, Anand, I think I want to ask one question to you. So it's a very interesting model. And it's a topic which is very close to my heart, and I think Sharmila's heart too. I want to understand that when you take up these projects from these big builders, how does it actually work? What is the different thing which you created for these senior citizens, for them to make it as a senior living project? So what are the things which you take care? If you can spend some 2-3 minutes over there, because we have a couple of other things to be spoken about, but if you can throw some light on that, would be really great.
Yeah. So all these senior living projects, like the entire infrastructure, both outside or inside the units. So it has to be senior friendly first. That means right from your anti-skid flooring to the grab rails in the bathroom and panic alarm buttons, and then wide doors for the bathroom. So there are so many features, like even the big bedroom sizes has to be quite big, where it has to be wheelchair friendly to move around across the bed. So all these things has to be senior friendly inside the apartment. Similarly, outside also we should create those kind of facilities, like dining hall for them, and the recreation hall, that is the multi-purpose hall, and then medical rooms, and then senior friendly gym, library. So these are all the other external facilities which has to be created. So all these projects, like whether it is Godrej, the project what we took over, or Goa project, or all these things are built for a seniors only, in the sense that design is done as per the senior living requirements. Okay, so that's how it is.
Oh, so, wonderful. And how about the accessibility aspects? Do you take care of that? Because there can be wheelchair person, there can be requirement of something like that. Or, even from the lifts, washrooms, there are support which are required. All those things which you take care in this project then?
The way it is designed is right from your either the car parking or from the ground floor till you reach your own door. It has to be a smooth, there cannot be any obstacles. There has to be a ramp kind of a things useful everywhere. So they should be freely able to move in the property on their own. Suppose even if they are on a battery wheelchair, okay, without any person assisting them. So they should be able to move around throughout the building. Okay, that is how it has to be designed. So this is one in terms of the building is concerned. The next comes is the major part is the food. Okay, so we provide the food right from morning, bed, coffee, breakfast, lunch, evening snacks, dinner, everything is taken care by us. Okay, that's the second one. And the third one is the medical facilities. We have a 24/7 nursing facility available in the premises. Once in a week, a doctor visiting them. Okay, and then we have a 24/7 ambulance available there. Okay, and then when they go to the nearest hospital, so within no time, we should be able to reach the nearest hospital. Once they go to the hospital, so they should be able to take care or treat them quickly, okay, without much formalities. So these are all the things which are required, like the medicine supply or the testing of the labs and other things at a doorstep. So these are all certain things when it comes to the living part. Then comes the other things like housekeeping facilities, okay, cleaning their toilet or bedroom or whatever it is, the entire house cleaning and all that. Then apart from this, the other activities, okay, we keep doing a lot of activities actually. The musical nights keeps happening, or Tambola, that is, and so many activities which keeps happening on a regular basis, okay. There are some weekly activities, or there are some daily activities like yoga and other things which happens on a daily basis. So the idea is to make them to keep engaged, okay. That's the most important one, okay. It is not about the thing. So it has to be, you have to keep them engaged throughout with them.
So is there anything available right now, the infrastructure like this, where you are building up this? Which is the current one? Is it the Goa one?
We have quite a few projects. We have about 3 projects in Bangalore. One in South Bangalore, which I told, it is called Manasum Avigna. Then we have North Bangalore, we have near airport called as Banyan, along with Godrej. And then in the Tumkur Road, we have Tata Riva. Riva is the name of the project. Okay, so then we have Goa, which is called as Ikigai. Now we have also started a project in Ahmedabad, Gift City. Okay, so some of the people keep asking me why Gift City. Okay, so it's
but that's actually very interesting space.
Yeah, so that's an interesting concept what we have come up. Like, we are targeting on the people who are in the age group of about 50, 55, like that, who are retiring in next 3 years or 4 years, like that. So by then our project will also be ready. So as you know, Gift City has got already more than 500, 600 companies have registered in Gift City. And so when people who are just retiring, they can continue their career by buying an our senior living facility in Gift City and start working as a vice president or an advisor or a board of director or for any of these kind of companies for next 5 to 10 years. Okay, so they need not have to they kill their knowledge which they have acquired with so many years. Okay, so now this is a great opportunity for a lot of people, young seniors, I would say, young seniors who start their second innings. So we take care of morning. As soon as they get up, they finish their yoga and other thing, breakfast. Then we will drop them to the companies where they want, because Gift City is about 860 acres. So we will have our own shuttle services which will drop them to the place. And then we can even pick them during the lunch. They can come back, have a lunch, and then you can work at your own terms. Okay, so now no need to rush behind the promotions or the saying anything. Now you choose your term and then work happily even after.
Anantha, I can see the passion. In fact, I can right now actually looking for my personal requirement, my father. But I'll speak to you separately on that. I think Sharmila has a question. Let's quickly get into this and then we will move forward to the next slide.
Not a question. I want information on the Gift City project. I want to go and see it.
Sharmila will be the one of your customer, Anantha, immediately now.
Yeah.
So anyway, so that's wonderful. And I think this is the beauty of Bringle Talks, because a lot of things can be brought out here. And thank you, Anantha, for coming on this and on Bringle Talks, conversations that matter, because this is one serious conversation which me and Sharmila had been trying to have. What about our senior citizens and persons with disabilities? And I think if you can make it this living for person with disabilities, because it is accessible as you're working on, I think with Sharmila, you can actually make it more accessible and more for person with disabilities as well. We should also talk about creating our She Center as part of our Vardhan for You project, Lucky Bagh. And that is one of the major objectives which we are trying to work through Rotary out there. Sharmila, you want to say something?
Yeah, one quick note on that. In our senior living, we do have the kids, the autism kids are available, where the parents have become 80, 85 years. Their kids are in the age group of around 40, 45 now. Okay, so even though they are at the age group of 40, 45, the autism kids have not developed So now our facilities have become a big boon for them, because now parents themselves have become so old. So how can they take care of their kid? Okay, now we have a lot of people here. Right now, I'm talking from one of the facility only. So while I'm talking in this facility itself, we have 4 children like that. And in fact, they are all talking to us saying that, why don't you guys start one trust? Like once we are gone, okay, we will write this house for these kids. And then we want you people to continue to take care of them even though we are not there. So I am figuring it out some
Ananta, for that, Rotary comes into the picture. So I think we should talk about definitely about the new club which we are forming, because that is the best way to do it. Because what happens if you make a trust on your own, management would be difficult. But with the Rotary Association, there will be a lot of global grants which can also come in, and we can also bring in those people who cannot afford such projects. There are so many senior citizens out there.
This is now like it is not a question of affordability here. See, these people has got wealth because they would have decided to have only one kid. Okay, what they would have decided, let's not have one more kid or anything like that. Now, for them, they have a lot of wealth. But once they leave, what is the guarantee that somebody is going to take care of the
Exactly.
kid?
That is where the blended model which we are focusing on, SKCKG or Sone ki Chidiya ko Jagao centers, wherein, which is the exact model of Vardhan for you. Basically, what we are looking at is that the people who can pay, we are charging them any which ways. But there are so many people who cannot pay, but they also require such facilities. Whether it is person with disabilities or senior citizens or anything on that sort. Apart from that, these senior citizens are the best resource for children management. Let's say a preschool or some kind of a learning, some base of skill set, some kind of a learning from a religious, spiritual perspective. These are the people who can add a lot of value out there. So this is where we want to leverage them. With Rotary, the best part would be that their money is safeguarded within the club, within the foundation. And when the project is good, the foundation will also give it back into a much better manner. It is managed much better and at a global level as well. So rather than you creating a new trust, you become you will be a part of the Rotary Club, and this Rotary Club manages it every year, year after year. Because we don't know how long we will live. Who will manage it otherwise? But if you're a part of a Rotary organization, which is a 120-year-old legacy, that is where the real legacy we are talking about. So I think it's a beautiful conversation, Anant. We would like to me, you and Sharmila should have a separate conversation on this topic. I will also try to include Dr. Vinay into this and take it forward. Yes, Sharmila, anything you want to share?
I have just made a project out of the entire thing. So once we sit, I will share that.
Yeah, so Ananta, let's have a separate call on this, but let's, for the benefit of everyone, let me just share about the next thing, which is the most important or I would say most interesting thing. Because Anant, when this is a bonus round for all of us, let's shift the topic to a little bit different aspect today. Anant, before we talk sectors, numbers, I have to ask about the other side of you, the athlete side of you. And I think you've been a very fit person. I have seen you personally. And of course, people have not met you who they may not be able to figure out that much. But, what does running marathons teach you about building companies? And I think I was hearing Chandrasekhar, who is the chairman of Tata Sons. And I was hearing him once, and he was saying that biggest of his lessons have come of building businesses have come from marathons. So what does running marathons teach you about building companies? Marathon to Athens, Ladakh at 11,000, 14,000 square feet, feet high, Himalayas at 14,000. How does endurance shape your decisions there? And does physical discipline directly fuel your business stamina as well? Because you have a lot of energy right now. I can see that.
Yeah, actually, I'll tell you, during my school days and college days, I was never an athlete, actually. Okay. The only reason why people included me in a cricket team is I had a bat, actually. Okay. And always put me in a 13th position or 14th position. Okay. I never used to get to bat, actually. Okay. Anyway, so, but what happened at the age of 40, when I did my routine test, I came to know that I have a diabetes. So that is the time when I went to a doctor. Luckily, I got a very good doctor. So he told me, if you just follow the diet and then do some physical exercises, I will postpone your medicine for 5 years, he told. So that was a kind of a bonus, like, or the thing, what to say, the carrot for me. I said, okay, let me try. Then I started walking. But walking was very boring. And then I was thinking to quit. But at that time, I saw some people running in the park and all. So then I thought, okay, let me also try. Then I started running. And then the best part is the keeping track. What used to happen is, whenever I come home, my father, I should thank my father here. So my father will keep a notebook at the literally at the entrance itself. As soon as I come, he will ask me how much walking you have done, how much running you have done. So then I used to write there. Okay. Every day I used to write. So then by writing that, I came to know that one day I started running for 5 kilometers. Okay. Then I thought, okay, I should take it seriously. Then I did a 10K and then half marathon, then full marathon. So I did my first marathon in the city of Athens. That means from the city of Marathon to the Athens. Okay, that is the original run of 42 kilometers. Okay, I did there, so in Greece. So that was a dream come true. So then after that, there's no looking back. I have done several full marathons and plenty of half marathons and all. So as you said, see, first thing is the marathon teaches you the patience. Okay, see, I always keep telling, like, the business is like a marathon. You have to just enjoy the journey. So don't bother about the goal. So goal will anyway will happen because you have decided the goal. But if you don't enjoy the journey, you will never enjoy the goal also. Okay. So once you start enjoying the journey, like, in fact, can you just imagine on a Mumbai sea link, okay, when you run, when a Mumbai marathon, when you do on a sea link, I used to stand and dance and take a video and a picture and all. Will you ever get an opportunity to stand on a sea link? Okay, you can't even slow down your car. Okay, so
exactly. And if you slow down, there is a challan coming to you immediately.
I agree there because I'm a marathoner. I have run the Mumbai marathons.
Wow, super.
For 5 years.
Wow.
And I still continue to push for physical fitness as much as I can. Yeah. I have health issues, no doubt.
Amazing.
But I am not a person who gives up.
Yeah. I think, Anantha, you and Sharmila should definitely catch up. And I think she's going to be, we are going to do a lot of wonders, lot of things, because the project which we are talking about in Vardhan for you, it's been our dream, one of our dream project. And Sharmila is actually managing 4 senior citizens, or maybe I think 3 senior citizens at her home. She herself is a senior citizen now. Wow. So, and the way she is managing and the way she is looking for these kind of things, projects, I think Gift City Ahmedabad could be very good option. Again, as you rightly said, money is not the problem. The problem is there someone who can provide these kind of support? My father is there in Delhi and he is looking for a support like this. So, I mean, it's a beautiful concept, but let's move on to the next one because I think we can continue talking about this. But, you run a company, out there, mentor thousands, train like an athlete. How do you find time for yourself or for doing so many things out there?
Yeah.
Just how does your system works for managing your energy? I mean, not just hours. I mean, because it's a humongous task, and you're saying multiple projects running in different locations. And I know, being a Thai charter member together, I can see your traveling is so hectic. And at this point in time, what are the things which you say no to, or you can say yes to, and what it matters, what is really matters out there? Yeah. That is something which everybody want to understand.
Yeah. So one thing quickly, like how much ever busy I am, my daily routine of running, I will not miss it as much as possible. I mean, if it is totally inevitable only, I may have to miss it. Even when I'm traveling, Okay, in any city where I am going, the first day may be a little bit hectic, but second day, I will make it a point that I do a running in that city. Okay, so
Wow.
I do minimum 10,
Good.
15 kilometers of running in that city. And that's the time, it's a me time for me. That's the time where you can think a lot, do a lot of ideas comes in, because you're there on yourself fully, right? So that entire 1.5 hours is yours. Okay. So I
10 to
can
15 kilometers every day running.
no, not every day. Like, so whenever the weekends, we do a long distance, about 10,
Okay.
15 kilometers. But when I go to
Lovely.
any other city, usually I do around 10 km at least minimum. Okay. Because you will also get to see the city. I mean, you can go around and see all the places and come back also in running only.
True.
Even last
True.
week, 15 days I was in China. So I did running in Shanghai. I did a running in Beijing. Everywhere I did it. So
Lovely.
anyway, that's an integral part of it. So I need not have to keep a separate time for that. You need not have to worry about keeping a separate time. It's a part of your life. And the second thing is, I mean, putting everything onto the calendar. Like earlier, I was also quite indisciplined rather. So once I started putting each and every of my appointment in calendar, okay, so then things became so easy. I mean, it is so easy to commit to somebody. And in fact, when I'm sitting with somebody for about, let's say, for example, this particular time. So if this particular time, 1.5 hour or whatever is dedicated, mean dedicated, that's it. Okay. So like that, the moment you put it in calendars, it becomes so easy. In fact, some of the people who come to meet me, when I sit with them and then without any disturbance from the others or without any other phone calls coming to me at that time, they will be asking me, they'll be thinking in their mind, oh, this fellow is not having any work, I think. So like that. So, but they don't know that that entire time has been dedicated to them. Okay, for that particular time slot is given to them. So that way it doesn't disturb the other. So I feel first basic discipline comes to an entrepreneur is just putting everything into your calendar. In fact, sometime back when you were talking your technology doing a lot of this work, I'm more curious now to learn that and do that.
No. It's a beautiful thing I have recently explored, and it's an AI EA or executive assistant of mine, AI bot, whatever EA bot, what you can say. It has actually been doing miraculously well, sending the calendar invites, replying to the emails, going through the emails every day, just telling me the draft what I should be doing, because whatever my mind is doing, it I have been training the AI onto that, and it is actually taking more information than me, capturing in a very quick time.
I'm
And
still old school because I draft my own emails, I draft my own this
the
thing.
best part is, Ananta, you can actually ask, you can tell AI what kind of an emails you want it to be drafted. In fact, it will pick up so much information, you'll be surprised. I am
Wow.
surprised right now. My productivity has gone 10 times, 20 times, 100 times actually. My LinkedIn is being managed by AI right now. All the replies, comments, I don't have to do everything. I mean, I was not even able to get out of my LinkedIn management. Now I have LinkedIn management, Gmail management, calendar management. I have so ample free time with me. I literally put my AI onto the work, watch it doing what it is doing, and keep calling up people and build more and more network and talking to people. I have more free time now. So
Correct.
beautiful. I think that is
Yeah.
what the journey is all about.
Second major important for you to do a lot of multitasking is to identifying the talents and nurturing them.
Exactly.
See,
Exactly.
in fact, I also used to keep telling a lot of people, the entrepreneurs, saying that if you are becoming good at something, okay, stop doing that. Okay, find out someone else to do that. Otherwise, what you will do is you will start continuing doing that itself. Okay,
Wow,
and
that's
then
a
you
good
can,
lesson.
yeah,
That's a
you
very
can.
good lesson.
So the moment you feel that, oh, okay, I am a good at closing the sale or I am good at this thing, then stop doing it. I mean, get somebody to do that job and then you will be able to recruit 10 people like that. Otherwise,
True,
for every sale only, you have to sit and close. Okay.
true.
So it
That is
doesn't,
called delegation. And I think in entrepreneurship, we always call about, when we talk about this book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, it always talks about ESBI format. And biggest difference between the self-employed and the business owners is the same. that every self-employed tries to do everything by themselves. But the business owners set up the processes and systems so that it is done by others, not by themselves.
Yeah.
And if an self-employed is putting 80% of the time of their own, a business owner puts only 20% of the time in doing the same work, probably with 10x or 100x scale.
Yeah. In fact, I'll tell you what happened in long time back when I was running an IT company. We became one of the top system integrator for Cisco. Okay. You will not believe Cisco gave me in those days 2 tickets to Vancouver, Canada, fully paid holiday to and fro by flight.
Wow.
And staying in a 5-star hotel and everything. You know what I did? I sold the tickets. Okay. In those days. Okay. Thinking that 1 week if I am not there, okay, so my business will collapse. Okay. So that was the.
In fact, that would have been your testing ground, whether business will run without you or not.
Yeah.
I've lived my entrepreneur life last year again. And I mean, of course, even now I'm an entrepreneur. You are always an entrepreneur like that. But in terms, even being a venture capitalist, you have to think like an entrepreneur. And when we invested into a school, I was actually forced myself to be in there, to manage it, micromanage it actually. But then I decided it's enough. Now we have put in the team members. Yes, they're not efficient, they're not perfect, but things are moving on their own. Even if we have lost the business for some period of time, it is better because now my time is not involved there. There is a team who is working on that. There is a separate structure which is working, and that makes it very different. We are actually over, doing this time because it's a very interesting conversation. But let me just quickly take it over from here. Anant, instead of for everyone out there, generally we do a founder spotlight or a startup spotlight every week. Last week we brought in Tyflix. But this week, instead of spotlighting another startup, I want to spotlight a whole sector, the longevity economy. It runs across 4 areas, which is senior living, health tech, care economy, and the retirement communities. I would also want to add person with disabilities along with the senior living. But here is why investors should be watching now. And I want to tell you this thing because Ratan Tata actually mentioned this thing before he left the world, saying that the biggest problem senior citizen industry or the set of people is loneliness. Not only because they may or may not have their own partners right now, but apart from that, they need someone where they can spend time with the like-minded people. Their children don't have time with them. Grandchildren are probably living far away from them. And they also have their own energy. They cannot match the energy levels, but they learn a lot of things from the grandparents. But in today's hustle bustle, there's nobody having the time. So how do they spend their time? How do they have a feeling of living? You know, that Munna Bhai MBPS or that Lagero Munna Bhai, that movie, they have the concept of second innings. So they are living a second inning right now. But how do they live it fully is very important. And here is why investors should be watching now. A doubling senior population. We are the youngest country in the world with average age of 28 years. But by 2047, we might be the oldest country in the world. Or at least, I think that today numbers of persons with disabilities and senior citizens will be close to around 19 or 20%. But by 2047, it will be at least 40 to 50%. And that is the number of that's a huge growing population where the rising NRI demands for trusted elder care, because all the NRIs who have gone there for the work, they want to come back in India. They want to spend time with their motherland, with their family and things like that. How do they manage? They have money. And a generational wealth transfer. As you mentioned, Ananta, that they don't know where this money will go, how this will be utilized. Sometime back, Sharmila was asking the same question. What do I do with my wealth? I am thinking at this point in time, whatever the wealth we are building up, how are we going to give it back to the society? How are we going to leverage it in the most suitable manner? And that is where we started the Rotary Club. All flowing into one place. This is infrastructure for India's aging population. It's durable, it's recession resistant, and it's deeply needed. I was working with TCS in one of the company. They had one of the biggest client where they were managing the assets, legal assets or financial assets post their demise. That is what you were talking about, Ananta, that how will they manage their wealth, whom they will transfer. Many of the children today don't need their property also. They don't even know where the properties are lying. Who will manage all of that? It's a huge industry out there. And so, Ananta, from the inside of you, an insider, from where do you see the biggest investment opportunity in this sector over the next 5 years?
See, if you look at most of these like whatever you have mentioned, the senior living facilities, and then the health tech which is happening, and then even the caregiving, both at the place, like home care services, or the assisted care, what we call it as palliative care or dementia care, Alzheimer's, and all those kind of things. So that's a care industry itself is becoming
Absolutely.
bigger. Okay. And then
Absolutely.
of course, the retirement communities which we are there. Okay, that's also becoming bigger and bigger every thing. So the senior living as an industry, the whole industry is growing rapidly in India. Okay, as you mentioned in the beginning, that we are also becoming a older country. By maybe by 2050, we will have about 360 million, which is going to be, our senior population is going to be equal to the current US population itself. Okay, so that is going to be our senior
A
population.
huge number. It's a
Yeah,
huge
that's
number.
and so we need to start working on that in the sense how to make them useful. See, one more thing is just being a longevity alone is not a big thing in a senior living. So are they having a longevity plus are they healthy? Okay, keeping them healthy
Yes.
is also important, because if they are not healthy, you'll be spending a lot of money to keep them healthy, right? So, or keep them alive. So that is not what we are talking. What we are talking is keeping them healthy for a longer period. Okay, that is important. Okay, then what happens? Their burden on the economy comes down. Otherwise, there are some countries where now they are spending millions of dollars on their health alone. Okay, so we should not get into that thing. Like today being the International Yoga Day. Okay, we are talking about the health. Okay, so these are the practices, some of the practices where the people put it into their life and then trying to become healthy so that they are not dependent on the other people. Okay, so if that happens, things will transform. And then this industry, as I told, even though Manasum, we ourselves, like as I told you, to start one project and retire in that itself, today we have 2,000 plus units. By 2030, Manasum is going to have about 10,000 units we are going to have. Okay. And then that is a very, very small in terms of the number of requirement what is there in the market. Okay. So whatever we are fulfilling is only a very, very small percentage as compared to.
Ananta, let's make it really, really big. I think, with Rotary, we can not only serve the people who can afford, we can also serve the people who cannot afford. And I think it's not about just those 30% of the people who can probably afford these things, or 10%. Maybe we should be looking at the another set of 70% of the segment as well. And it's a very huge opportunity. And as an investor, as a venture capitalist, or even as a social impact leader, I think this is where the most important blend, which we are trying to do it with Project Bharatvarsh or with the Rotary Club of Samriddhi. Let's have a definite conversations around that. It's a very interesting topic. In fact, today you mentioned it's an International Yoga Day. There is also a Father's Day today. So happy Father's Day to everyone. And I think that you have given a very important Father's Day gift to my father, especially because he's been living alone in Delhi. I've been trying to manage his things, from that. He doesn't want to come in. He wants to hear, but he's ready to relocate to a place where he can be provided with the support. He's looking for a food like a Jain food or something like that, special foods. And I think Manasum kind of communities can definitely help him out. So I'm going to introduce Manasum to him. And of course, if there is a conversation which we can have, and he can probably take up some property or something around there which can be taken care by him, it will be a huge help. Not only help, it will be a huge relief to me, or to him as well. So let me just talk to you on that. So I think you have given a wonderful gift to me on this Father's Day, and thank you so much, Ananta, for being there.
Thank you.
Let me just share the screen. And I think we will quickly close it because we are already running, which is almost 15 minutes over committed. But let me come back to the Manasum opportunity here quickly. Let's run Manasum through the Bringle Design Your Unicorn framework. We score every venture across 4 areas, 7 pillars and 105 factors which can make or break the businesses, and then go deeper with the 7 pillars or 105 factors with our due diligence methodology, because of which we have got 98% success rate with our first 12 startups out there as part of our Series 100 crores club. But now, for everyone listening out there, Manasum looks to be a very exciting point. Current valuation, I think we were talking about, it's around 800 crores, Anant. And they're opening roughly 20% dilution for the right partners at this point in time, with the clear path towards an eventual IPO. We will also be doing a full Design Your Unicorn analysis on Manasum soon for our investors. If you are interested to invest in Manasum, reach out to us. Reach out to us on LinkedIn or wherever, or reach out to me personally. We'll be happy to align those things for you on that perspective. Anand, we would also like to explore Manasum as part of our Super 30 startups model, and also the Project Bharatwar social impact model, because this fits more into social impact for us, where we are building up key centers, 100 plus centers by 2030. So would look across on those aspects as well. But Anand, from what kind of a partners are you really looking for? Builders, land partners, capital, or all three? And what would this funding round unlock for your expansion roadmap out here? And how are you thinking about the journey to IPO from here?
Yeah. So one thing I have understood in my last 35, 40 years of entrepreneur journey is, see, any business what you build, you must have some kind of a recurring income. Okay, that is the only, as I say, any business which has got a one-time sale as a transaction. Okay, so that is not it's very difficult. That means every time finding a new customer and then servicing them is a tough job. So luckily for me, right from when I did my computer networking, I used to have, like, once I lay a cable, next 15 years, 20 years, I used to take care of that AMC marketing and AMC of that a particular place. Then when I had a BNI as a franchise business when I started, so we had a year-on-year renewal of the members. Okay, so that means you find only about 20-30% of the new members, and then balance about 60-70% of the old members will keep renewing. So now same thing is happening with Manasum. Like, once you acquire a customer, till the end of their life, like next 15 years, if you call it as a expected life expectancy, if you think that they are coming in at around 70 years or 80 years or whatever it is, so next 15 years or 20 years. So that means you have a month-on-month recurring income now over there. Okay, so this is how the business can be made sustainable. Okay, otherwise, if you keep on trying to suppose if you just do only a building, okay, what happens? You build it and then give it and then walk out. Okay, then again do a new building, then again find a new customers, then again build it and walk out. But ours is not like that. After we sell a unit, from there our services starts. Okay, we sign a 15-year service contract with each and every resident who buys a property from us. Okay, so that's how it is sustaining. So now we as a Manasum, right now we are looking at two aspects. One is very good builder contacts in your respective cities. Like today, we like as I told you, we have a tie-up with Godrej. We did one project with Tata's. We have done one project. A Prescon, a Goa company builder, we have done one. And then there is a VNCT Global from Chennai, Foundations in Mysore, Vasundhara in Tirupati, then United Yogi LLP in Gift City. It is called as Sivan. So like this, in each and every city, whoever is the best builder in that particular city, so we are working with them. Okay, so that is how we were able to scale up also. Like as I told you, my first project, it took 5 years for me to do 100 units. Okay, now from 2023 onwards till now, we have signed up 2,000 units. Okay, so the scalability became quite big, faster the moment I started leveraging the builder's potential. So that means they buy a land, they do the construction, they do everything. Okay, I just only sell the unit and then take care of the people. I need not have to worry about the land purchase, plan sanction, construction, that there's nothing. I need not have to worry about any of those things. So having a good builder tie-up is one which we are looking for definitely to expand our businesses. In every city of India, we want to have our facility, be it Lucknow, be it Kolkata, be it any place you mention. Okay. So Vadodara, for example, okay, so Baroda, so all the places we can have our facilities. Okay, so that is one. Next thing is, of course, the investor. So when the investor comes in, we also would like to have some kind of a good knowledge from them, not just mere money. Okay, if somebody is coming with a good management background or things like that, okay, that's a most welcome and where we are looking at. We are quite choosy about that.
Perfect. I think this looks very, very interesting, and I will just have quick questions. I know we have kind of extended a bit, but it had been the most interesting conversation. I have some rapid fire questions for you, and then we'll open it for the audience out there. And I think most of it is answered. Let me not just repeat that. So I'll just open the forum for the participants out there. There are some questions. If anybody has it, please come on the video or unmute yourself and share your questions. I can see one comment from Narayan. Would you like to, Narayanji, come over the call and talk about it and share some of any questions or something if you have?
I think, thanks. This was a very wonderful session, Anandji. The question that I had is, I think, when you do with senior living, compliance becomes a very, very important requirement. What are the challenges with complaint that you have and how it shaped your business?
Okay, are we talking about complaints or compliances?
Not complaints, compliance, the statutory requirement.
Exactly.
You are living with healthcare thing. Of course, India may not be as stringent as someone like US, but still there is a onus on you to take care of the elders, their health, their care, and there should not be anything for complaints from people who are, living there near and dear for care and so on.
So as of now, if you look at in India, there is no particular framework for a senior living as a segment. Only a couple of states like Maharashtra and Haryana has come up with proper guidelines, okay, which is required for running the senior living community. Of course, we are all part of an organization called as ASLI, 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 Association for Senior Living in India. So what we are doing, we as an organization, we ourselves are trying to make certain things as standardizing ourselves. Okay, so that way we want to ensure that, I mean, whatever we deliver, whatever we give is having a good right compliance. Okay, and then it should be there's certain standard protocols to be maintained. Okay, so that is what we are constantly working on that. So it's a work in progress. So I'm sure at one particular point of time, like recently I was told that there is a new ISO which is released for a senior living community. So I'm just trying to explore that also and then see how it can be adapted with ours. So,
maybe you can leverage ISO 9001 as well and put in some
new one which has come just about.
If it has come, it is nothing like it. It is nothing like it. And I'm sure Sharmila can also help you out because Sharmila is working with PMO for the last 25 years. She has been actually supporting a lot of aspects on building up the laws for persons with disabilities. Sharmila, would you like to share something around that? And if you can help out from a PMO perspective as well?
I'm sorry. I work with the government of India on policy. So, yes, you are right. I reviewed policy for Maharashtra where the living with disabilities and living with old age, they have draft policies available with them and they are trying to implement it. So I did review it And as far as Karnataka is concerned, they have had a release of a draft policy for disability. So I have reviewed that as well. And yes, push comes to shove, I do shove. I do shove the government on certain things. And I'm lucky that, the education policy or the healthcare is looked at.
Wonderful. Sharmila, I think we will need a separate call on this.
Yes.
I actually want to thank a few people who have been there for a very long time and they've stayed through. I want to come on, if they can quickly just say hi, at least if they can't come on video. If they come on video, much better. Bhagyashri, I want to say Gunjan, thank you so much. Abanti Das, I can see. Aditya had been there. Ananda was there. Narayanamji has been very active, and Vikram. So thank you so much to all of you. Can each of you can say hi or just put a thumbs up or something like that? Thank you so much. I can see that. Anybody has any questions for Anantha right now?
I had one comment in case. Yeah, sorry.
Yes, please.
Somebody
Please,
wants to
please
go.
go ahead.
No, I had put, so I used to work with the secretary of All India Gaming Federation. And, like what you said, one of the key things for elders is that they are alone, they have loneliness, they have money, and they don't have anything to talk to. So the gaming industry has been addressing a lot for, elderly people. So if somebody is in gaming industry, I can definitely connect them to, the person who has been in the gaming industry for over 30 years, and then he can help build a startup for gaming industry.
The only difference is that Narayanji, for the gaming part, their accessibility, their the fingertips and other things have to be taken care. Second,
Exactly.
if you're talking about AR, VR and other stuff or those kind of an equipment, so all those accessible equipments also needs to be taken care around that.
Fair enough. I'm telling that, there is a huge opportunity. They have money.
But yes,
they
it's a
have
great
time,
opportunity. Would love
they
to
have money, they
explore.
have time.
We can definitely talk about that. Ananta, I'm sure you'll be happy to bring these kind of things over there. And from whatever the investments perspective, we can try to figure out how those can be coming in. Money probably may not be a problem, but the challenge would be to get it developed. So Narayanji, what I will do is I will set up a separate call between four of us, with Sharmila, you, me, and Ananta. Let's see what we can brainstorm and work it out and do the best. I'll also try to involve my father as well. Maybe he can give in the real perspectives of the real requirements. Some of the different things. Sharmila can, of course, talk about it because she's taking care of 3 parents as such and herself now. So as a senior citizen. So beautiful, I think wonderful discussion. Yeah, Ananda, you want to share something?
Yeah, Gunjan was raising hand.
Yes, thank you. Yes, thank you, sir. I'm very curious about how you are able to manage operations specifically with the blue collar folk, and how it's sometimes on their availability can be unpredictable. I mean, this to me seems like a challenge. Maybe not if you develop them right, but what kind of operational challenges do you see? And do you see scope for even privatized at the door, as delivering this service model at the doorstep?
Yeah, you are very right. Actually, especially with the blue collar team, like for example, since a lot of us we have people coming in from the north or northeast and various other places. Suddenly when there is a festivals or there or some wedding at a family or anything. So they will disappear for about 15 days, 1 month, and things like that. So it's always a challenge. I mean, definitely every industry has got its own challenges. So we need to build sufficient resources for that. And so we have been doing it. We have built a sufficient resources so that the end delivery is not affected. Okay, that is what we are always taking care, and then ensuring that it is taken care. So as I was telling in the beginning, so the building this middle team is very, very, very important. Okay. So once we have a proper middle team, then things will be fantastic. And even in our own properties, we don't allow many of this door delivery of various things like food and other things, because we want them to come to our main clubhouse. In fact, the people come to our clubhouse minimum 4 times a day: morning breakfast, lunch, evening snacks, dinner. So that way, people will be able to interact with each other, talk to each other, and things like that. So there are another set of industry which is getting delivered outside, getting developed outside, which is a home care services. So that is also, as Ashnav put 4 segments, right? So the home care is also one of the big segment which is developing. Right now, we are not there. Okay, we are mainly into the communities.
Okay, I think Vikram has also raised his hand. Vikram, do you want to share something?
Yes, I want to thank Sharmila ji and you for making this happen. Of course, I've been a great fan of Mr. Anantharam ji's work, though he might not know me that closely. I've been knowing him from these BNI days, and more than the work that we do, the business that we conduct, I think the social impact is something that we don't get to see so much these days, and the noble thing, that angle that he brings in, I just wanted to say a special thanks to him and all of you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Vikramji, for being there. And are you a Rotarian by any chance?
No, not yet. Yeah.
So you have my number or details, something like that? Or have you filled up the Google form?
Yeah, I have your details. I will
Okay.
probably get in touch
So
with you.
let's connect offline, because if you have an interest in working in social impact, believe me, this is the one of the only club in the world who is focusing on impact rather than service. We don't believe in charity. We believe in giving we believe in that, the statement which is given by our Abdul Kalam ji, saying that if you give a fish to a person, or you will feed him for a day or her for a day. But if you train him how to fish, you will feed him for a lifetime. And that is what the whole philosophy of this project Bharatvarsh. We do not want to just keep giving money after money to people, because they will become lethargic. There's nothing called free lunch in this world. And these freebies are actually killing the skill sets or the talent of the people. So we should be focusing on bringing more and more things, leveraging the wealth. You be a Robin Hood. You take the money from the wealthy people and give it to the poor. But then it has to be used properly. It has to be nurtured. It has to be win-win situation for everyone. Because at some point in time, it will become forced model over there. And these people should also create more and more wealth, because then only we will be able to improve the per capita income of our country. While we are the 4th largest economy in the world, maybe we'll become the number 2 or number 1 economy by 2047. And $100 trillion economy by, maybe 2060, 2065, we don't know right now. But the per capita income, we are at 139th position in the world. This needs to change. And that is what the whole perspective of Project Bharat was. So if you're talking about looking at social impact, you should definitely be a part of the Rotary's new club, which we are talking about, Rotary Club of Samriddhi. Samriddhi Ho for everyone. It cannot be for one. And that is where we will be looking. So we'll connect with you on the same as well. Gunjan, I would want you also to be a part of Rotary Club. And anybody else, whoever is interested, I've just dropped the Google form. Yeah, somebody was saying something.
Good evening. This is Bhagyashri from Rotary Ullad.
Hi, Bhagya. Rotary?
Ullad.
Oh, hi, Bhagyashri. Thanks for joining.
Yeah. Thank you so much for those nice informative sessions. I'll keep joining every week. Thank you, Anand sir. Thank you, Sharmila. Thank you,
Thank you so much, Bhagyashri, for joining, and please invite all of your club members to join these sessions.
Sure.
Feel free to use this, because every Rotary club is supposed to have a session with the speaker. We are trying to do that with bringing different speakers. You can also refer speakers to us. And let's target to bring all the Rotary clubs together and bring this into Bringle Talks, because this network is the real network for each of us.
That's great, Ansshav. That's really great. Thank you so much. Next question is like, what is the role of a Rotarian to take care of the senior citizen? Maybe it's a vast question, but
Okay.
Rotarian, what can a Rotarian do for the
Lovely,
senior citizen?
lovely
Anantha?
question. I am happy that you joining as a Rotarian and asking this question. And yes, Vikram, you can leave. Thank you so much for being there and asking a wonderful question. We'll connect back with you. So Bhagyashri, this is one thing which we had started. I've been talking to district governors, our PDGs and current district governor and district governor elects as well.
Yes. Yes.
And this question I've been asking them, and the same question I ask you as well here, because as a Rotarian now.
Yeah.
Sharmila is also Rotarian.
That's good.
So Rotary has survived for more than 100 years in India.
Yeah.
Will Rotary survive for the next 100 years or not? That's my question to you, and I want you to answer this.
Definitely.
Why do you think so?
Because of the members, the work they are doing.
Do you know that most of the work which is happening, and I'll give you a case study from one of the district, I'm not naming the district, I'm not naming the club, invested or donated more than 4 or 5 crore rupees in a building up a good school, good infrastructure.
Okay.
Do you know that a local MLA has reimbursed that money in his own account, saying that was his personal contribution?
Okay.
It is a real case study. Many of the projects which we do, whether it is providing the dialysis machines, whether it is providing the, creating the schools, or talking about the vans, blood donation vans, or anything else,
Okay.
it's not sustainable. Rotary Foundation, Sharmila is Asia Pacific cadre for Rotary Foundation.
Oh.
And she's a past president. Okay. Believe me, Sharmila can tell me the numbers, but Rotary Foundation and Rotary International are struggling and talking about sustainability at this point in time. They're not sustainable. The members are not sustainable. Every year it is actually coming down.
Yeah, I
the
know.
way it grew in last 120 years, it's not growing. It's actually coming down. Lot of people like Ananta or Gunjan or Vikram who can actually support Rotary, they're not joining Rotary only because of one reason, because they see that it's not sustainable. Most of the people are doing projects for the sake of photographs and coming into magazines.
Okay.
There is no real impact. And this is the question which I've been talking about. I have a series of discussions in my playlist in my Bringle Talks YouTube channel. Please watch, subscribe it.
Sure, sure.
Go through that Institutional Legacy Fridays. You will find at least 10 to 12 videos of me talking about why Rotary will not survive for the next 100 years if they continue like this.
Okay.
Because anybody who is talking about, right now they talk about fellowship, but fellowship is nothing but, it's not about dinner and drinks.
Yeah, I know.
Fellowship is much beyond that. The friendship is much beyond that.
Yes.
We're building up probably friendships, but are we really leveraging the network? Are we really creating we talk about service above self, but are we talking about sustainable impact above self? The time has changed.
Okay.
So service,
really open up then.
from service to impact. So our new club, Rotary Club of Samriddhi, which is still to charter, we'll be chartering this on 1st of July.
Okay.
But we have got all the charter members. There are many charter members here, Narayana, Ananda, and we are now looking for more. Of course, Ananta, I'm inviting him for being a charter member for sure. And the whole aspect here is that how can we work with the clubs, other clubs, to create a sector which is governed by the club locally and generate money so that those money can be used for the charity projects. So we don't want it to go to the charity. The way we were talking, there are people who can pay. So we build centers for them where the revenues will be generated. We are donating our school to Rotary Club because whatever revenues will generate will go back to the people who cannot afford the money. So if we are taking money from the people for the school, whatever the profits comes in, it will go back to the people who cannot afford, and we are making them more skilled.
Yeah.
We are bringing up India's most diversified or remotest startup ecosystem where we are going to bring the startups and investors from the remotest part of the country, and Rotary networks are going to help us. Every club which is there in the remotest part can bring us a lot of startups and investors. Then we build centers like what Ananta is mentioning for senior living.
Yeah.
Sharmila is talking about health and wellness centers, wherein people who can pay money, who has wealth, we will give them what they need, and then whatever the profits comes in, that will go back to the people who cannot afford. And their money themselves can be utilized for those so many aspects. And that is where the entire Rotary governance model comes into the picture. Because Rotary, what its strength is? Governance, transparency, clarity, global funds. That is where every Rotarian can help in this. And with our club, we are going to create a different talks within the different club. One of the reasons we are doing it online is so that we can reach out to each and everyone.
Okay.
We can bring anyone out there. And all the Rotary clubs across the globe, across India first and then across the globe, has to come forward with a model of transforming service above self to sustainable impact above self. And that is going to be the theme for our new club. And that is what we are focusing. So as a Rotarian, you can definitely help us out. If you want, you should bring all your people over there. We can have a specialized session for your club, for your people. We will come over there. We'll explain to you everything about the same.
Sure. I will get in touch with you. It's really an eye-opener. Thank you. Thank you so much, Ananta sir. Thank you, Sharmila.
Thank you so much, Bhagyashri, for joining. I remember you joining last week as well.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And I think with this, I'll just have a last quick fire round. We are completing almost 2 hours today. My God, Ananta, you had been the most favorite speaker for us. I never thought that this will go for such a long time. But I will just have a last and final show, ending part for everyone. Okay, and it's a quick fire round, rapid fire round for everyone, for you, Ananta. So these are the 4 questions which I have listed them for you. Wealth, one investment every entrepreneur should definitely make. From the legacy, what is legacy? And you have to tell me in a very quick one-liner. Purpose, what keeps you motivated and how others can find their life purpose. As far as India, because you are very passionate about India, you said you will not leave the country. This is what I decided in my life, and I never took an opportunity outside. So what excites you most about the India? And the one and final, very important question, what is your $1 billion dream? And it's not about money.
Okay. Yeah. So quickly about wealth, the one wealth investment every entrepreneur should make is the network. Okay. Sure. It is for sure. Okay. So you should build a big network, and then, so that is the only way. And then what is legacy is the one which definitely will stay beyond you. And you are not doing it for keeping your name or fame or the thing, like purpose which stays for a longer period, I should say. It's not about my name. It is not about that is, oh, this is built by Ananta. No, it is a particular purpose of a service or a product which stays beyond you. And then what is that one thing which keeps motivating you is, see, suppose whenever I see a person who is happy because of that, like for example, when I was running BNI, when somebody says that, oh, because of BNI, I received today my first order of, let's say, 25 lakhs or 1 crore or whatever it is. Okay. So that makes us so happy. Today, one of our seniors comes and says that, okay, after moving in here, my sugar level has becoming normal. Okay. Or I'm getting engaged more, or I'm not using my wheelchair too much. Okay. I started walking. Okay. Those are the things which keeps us motivated, not the kind of money what they give it to us. So it is the outcome of our thinking is the one which keeps us motivated. And then what excites you to most about India, like if you want to start loving your country, you should start traveling abroad. Okay. Whenever you travel abroad, every other minute you will think that, oh, how good it is back in India. Okay. How simple it is. Like just to give an example, in China, when I was there, suddenly I got a backache, and then I had to go to a physiotherapist. One session of a physiotherapist in Indian rupees, it costed me around 20,000 and odd. Okay, so here you can do one session of a physiotherapy starting with even 750 rupees to 1,000 rupees. So if you look at the kind of the resources what we have, the kind of the wealth what we have, it is something amazing. So the only thing needed is we have to put everything in its perspective, in the sense we need to bring the system processes and things like that. Then the country will be, nobody can even beat this country. The kind of the knowledge, resource, the whatever the things available here, I'm sure no other country has got this kind of resources. Okay. And
True.
a $1 billion dream. Okay, what's your $1 billion dream? Is to create more and more entrepreneurs. Like, if you have, like, whenever I go to any school or college, the first question I ask the people is, how many of you in this room wants to become an entrepreneur? Okay. I love people taking up, rather than job seekers, if everybody will start becoming the job givers. Okay, so that is the $1 billion what we can earn. Like, if I am able to create much more entrepreneurs as my ecosystem, like a service provider, a security agency, a CCTV company who can take care of this thing, so like that, or the gadgets company which can monitor the health. So because of Manasum, if I am able to create another 10 more industries, if I am able to support them, okay, so that is the best thing what we can do to this country.
Wonderful. And I think $1 billion dream is not about making money. It's about making up the steps so that eventually you realize your $1 billion dream. And that is how collectively we'll be able to do. Wonderful, Ananta. And I think I love the session. I think it's almost 2 years now. Okay, Aditya, you want to come on online and share the question directly from you?
Yeah, I think great meeting, great inputs, sir. It's really wonderful to hear. Yeah, my vision, I mean, is to have an India which is beautiful. There is no garbage. There is nothing. How do we achieve that? I think that's the key. And I think changing the mindset right from the 1-year-old is going to be the Swachh Bharat mission, and everything is there, but still there is garbage everywhere, right? And that would be the key differentiator that we bring in as entrepreneurs, where we are able to make that change. And as we have discussed, Ansshav, that Rotary could be one of the organizations that could lead this effort, right? And it could support this effort. So we will definitely need all the inputs we have from all the great leaders on this call, right? So thank you so much. Yeah.
Aditya, are you also Rotarian?
I'm not a Rotarian,
okay,
but I'm a Thai charter member. I live in Florida.
Okay.
I'm based out of Tampa, Florida. I'm here in Bangalore to start.
I think we spoke.
Yes.
Regarding that, right?
Yep.
So I think you should for sure become a Rotarian. The reason why I'm asking you to become a Rotarian is because
we'll talk about it, Ansshav. Right now, I'm at a stage where I'm in between a lot of things. So definitely we will talk about it.
Totally understand that. The only thing is, because the people like you who have a vision to make it garbage free, not everybody can drive it the way you can drive it. And then you can percolate through the Rotary network. There is a lot of Rotary network available out there, and which can actually create wonders.
And I want to look at a senior living also. So I'm probably looking for some place to stay now in India, in Bangalore.
Absolutely.
So I will love to meet you, sir, sometime, and maybe start running also.
Sure. Okay, great. Thank you so much for
Thank you for the opportunity.
One of the last question to you, Ananta, to close, if you had to leave one message for entrepreneurs, founders, investors, or maybe the next generation, what would it be?
Yeah, so my favorite thing to any entrepreneur is, like, many times, what happened, the entrepreneurs, they start an entrepreneur journey, but in between, because of the failure and other things, they try to give up. Okay, so for them, always I used to tell them is, like, if you are getting into an entrepreneurship, so what you do is create a beautiful roadmap structure as a plan B, a plan A to continue an entrepreneur journey. By chance, if it fails, create a plan B to go back to your work, and then how to get out of this entrepreneurship, and then create a beautiful plan B, and then take a matchbox and then burn that plan B.
Wow.
So,
Love it.
That's great, Anantha sir. This is Bhageshri again. How do you say that family members should contribute to this or support? How does it work?
yeah, actually, see, I'll tell you, when I started my entrepreneur journey, as I told, I had 4 sisters. All of them were not married at that time.
Okay.
My father was about to retire, and actually he had retired, I think. So I was earning a 2,500 rupees salary, and then I had to give up that job of an Indian Institute of Science where I was working,
Okay.
a permanent job. Overnight, I had to leave that and then get into an entrepreneurship job where it was where we were struggling to get one person's salary. Now I have to take care of 10 people's salary also. Okay. So we did not give up at that time. Okay. We decided, first time, 3 partners, we decided how much each one of us we need money. I told him, if I give my father 2,500 rupees, he will keep me free. Then the other person said he was not having parents. He was alone, staying with his uncle. He said, if I get 650 rupees, I am free. Okay. Then the third person, Sumati, my wife now, like at that time, we were still not married. She said, 600 rupees, if I give it to my father, he will leave me free. Then we said, okay, first let us earn these 3 money on a monthly basis without any struggle. Then give salary to the other people. That's all. That's how we fixed our salaries. Okay. So we did not fix the salary thinking that he is a CEO, he is MD, and he is a technical director, nothing. Okay, how much money you have to give it to your father, how much your money you have to give, that way we decided the salary. So I think, okay, I'll put it the other way. Yeah, this is my favorite actually. So when any of the people, many people, when you are doing an entrepreneur journey, when the people sitting outside, they are thinking that it is like riding on a lion or a tiger, right? So they all think that, oh, see this guy, he is so bold. He is riding a tiger. But only you know that if you get down, that same tiger will eat you.
Yeah, I know.
So that is why you have to keep continuing. Now, over a period of time, you get used to riding a tiger. Now you will take one more tiger, then one more tiger. Okay. So this is the journey you have to enjoy. That's it. So
wonderful. Anantha, I think this would have been the best one so far. And would definitely want to invite you some other time for some other session in some other forum as well. Or maybe the same forum again. But lot of learning insights. I learned it. When you started talking about creating a plan B or something, you were maybe talking about that you implement and then come back to entrepreneurship. But you said you just burn it, and that was like the most wonderful thing which you said. Because if an entrepreneur starts thinking about going back to the job and it creates a plan around it, you're not even an entrepreneur. You're not even an entrepreneur.
Ansshav, you did that. You don't plan B. I
did 3 times actually.
You made it and you burnt it.
So anyway, so that's a story sometime else to be shared. But I lost my job in 2013, and that's the time I decided I will not. But I had to go back to the job. I left the job after 2 years, built up my business. I could not survive. I had almost $500,000 of debt. I had to go back to the job again. I cleared all the debts, and then I left the corporate world back on 3rd January 2020. But till that time also, I was working parallelly on my entrepreneurship journey. And that was one of the reasons that I left the corporate job, because HR figured it out that I'm still doing my business. So anyways, but I was not making money though. I was building up the concepts, building up the momentum out there. It took me almost 10 years to really gain revenues or build up something out there. I lost 7 businesses in 7 years. But that's a journey altogether. So Ananta, I think, thank you so much, Anant. This has been a wonderful journey for us. And this is the, 2 hours journey. That was a masterclass in building businesses and legacies. To everyone watching there, join our WhatsApp community for the link to future sessions. Fill the Google form for Bringle Talks. It's available on my LinkedIn. It's available in the Google, in the WhatsApps. Follow the Bringle Talks YouTube channel for all these Bringle Talks like these. Earlier Bringle Talks to coming forward and all of that. Join every Sunday 3 p.m. IST to interact with the leaders like Anant and many more. Grab your recurring invite so that you never miss a Bringle Talks once again. Same time next Sunday, keep building, and remember, be an owner of India's future, not just a spectator. Thank you all.
Thank you, Anshab.
Thank you.
That's really great. Thank you.
And that's what we call it as Jagao, Jagao, har ghar tiranga ke saath, har ghar sone ki chidiya ko jagao. Let's awaken the golden bird hidden inside each of you. See you next week, next Sunday at 3 p.m. IST. Keep bringing, keep growing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.